Yo, yo, it hurts. It hurts having to wait another 7 days for a new episode. Boruto is fire at the moment. Chances are, if you follow me on Twitter, you already know that I really enjoyed this episode. And oh my god, where do I begin? Without further ado, let's get into my Boruto episode 46 review. Alright, so the tension in this episode. Obviously, even though we know that nobody's gonna die or whatnot, even though we know that the threat probably wouldn't be so strong at the moment, the tension was still there. And that's a very hard thing to do, especially in a time like this, because Boruto generation, everything is at peace right now. And this episode achieved that sense of danger, right? I remember the first episode of the Byakuya gang arc also did this. I think it was episode 42, I'm not really sure. But anyway, I'm really loving this arc overall. And let's talk about some events in this episode. Now, first of all, I don't know if this was confirmed, but Hanabi was seen standing behind Sumire, Wasabi, and Amira. So does that confirm that she's their sensei? If so, that's awesome. So yeah, I don't know if it was confirmed, but anyway, that's what I noticed during this episode. So obviously, the Byakuya gang arc looks to be near its end, and in this episode, obviously, the focus was on Shikadai. For the most part, at least the first half of the episode, and his mental struggle. Him talking with Chocho and Inojin, they noticed that he was acting very strange. And there was this moment from Chocho which I really liked, because she was the one who said it looks like the game you're playing shogi. Like, she was the first one to notice it. Obviously, Shikadai was thinking about it. He was kind of confused. He was like, I saw this somewhere, right? Because Ryogi used the same tactic that he used in shogi. And guys, if you follow my channel for multiple months, you would know that Chocho is one of the most annoying characters in Boruto, in my opinion. Not that I dislike her character, I like the fact that she's so honest and that she's very responsible and confident. But I just feel like they're overusing, like they're making her overuse these repetitive jokes. And she did it again. She made like a food-related joke, and it's fine. But you're not in these 50 episodes. She said like 10 of these jokes, and they are legitimately the same. But anyway, as I said, I really liked that moment from Chocho, and especially later on in the episode when she kicked those bandits' asses. It was really nice. A nice performance from Chocho in this episode, in my opinion. Now, when Shikadai was thinking, right, about Ryogi, about everything, at one point he literally had a breakdown, and he started screaming, Mendokse, or what a drag. And I'm going to explain why this moment is very special to me. A lot of these quote-unquote simple short moments mean a lot to me. For example, I know it's not the best explanation because I'm going to compare it to something else, but you get the point. For example, when Naruto protects Boruto, right, from a Moshiki, he looks at him for a second. I fucking love that moment. When Sasuke does the Itachi thing to Sarada, like, it's one of my favorite moments. And when Shikadai started screaming for a second and then calmed down, I really enjoyed it. Like, these moments, they give me the chills, right? It's just something that I love. I don't know how to describe it really well, but hopefully you understood what I meant to say. Now, obviously, Boruto saw Shikadai. He saw that Shikadai was going somewhere. He started following him. Sarada wanted to go with him, but Mitsuki was like, "Hey, trust Boruto's instincts." I mean, he didn't say exactly that, but you get the point, which I really like, and it really shows that, Sarada is concerned for Boruto, which I also really like, and it's logical. I mean, they're in the same team, and Mitsuki stopping her, it was surprising. it was really surprising. Now, I will say one thing. The fact that Ryogi used the same tactic, like the same tactic he used in Shogi, isn't the smartest thing. Because he literally let Shikarai know his plan, but maybe that was his intention. Because obviously Ryogi is struggling. He's struggling mentally all the time. He's on Gecko's side, obviously, but he's stuck. He thinks, and maybe he did it on purpose because he seems like an intelligent character, and he knows that Shikarai is intelligent and that he's gonna figure out the tactic that he used in Shogi. Not to mention that while Gecko was running away, Ryogi noticed the little scientific bug. I don't know if it was scientific, but he noticed the thing that was on Gecko's back, and he never said anything. Later on, Boruto, Shikarai, Inojin, and Chocho, I think, ambushed them, but still, Ryogi didn't say anything. So he's clearly mentally struggling at the moment. Anyway, I would like to talk about the whole, protest thing with the Kaminarimon company. Obviously, they did discover that though there were many seals on different people. Now, I don't think that all people had the seals because, usually when you see a group of people, many people doing the same thing, you would naturally just join the group. I'm not that type of person, but that's how people behave. And it's very possible that maybe, let's say, 10 of these people had those seals. They protested against the company. And then, another 50 people saw them and, they kept joining. But either way, that ability that Gecko has is very overpowered. And I've noticed in this episode that even Ryogi has it on himself, that seal. So that means that Gecko could potentially control Ryogi if Ryogi decides to turn his back on him. Which is very, very dangerous. It's very interesting to see what's going to happen in the next episode. And yesterday I did a theory video about, Gecko's seal. I made a theory how it could be somehow connected to the Kara. If you don't read the manga, you don't know what I'm talking about. I'm not going to spoil anything. But after this episode, I'm even more sure because that seal is strong. Gecko doesn't look like he's too strong. He's literally running away from Boruto all the time and from Shikadai. But still, that seal is capable of controlling multiple people. And obviously Sarada was the one, I think, who discovered it with her Sharingan. And that's where when we saw Hanabi, Mirai was there. It was cool seeing all these characters. It was nice seeing Kiba as well. And I found it very funny when I think it was Choji. He told Kiba, don't use ninjutsu on them. Because, Kiba can be reckless sometimes. Because obviously these are citizens. They can't fight back, right? Anyway, Gecko stole that thing from Katasuki. I mean, my reaction was the same as Boruto's when the name of that thing was revealed. Literally, my reaction was the same. Anyway, I'm Serbian. English isn't my first language, so maybe it's just something that I didn't understand. But I forgot what the name of the thing, like that giant scroll was. But basically, it records all ninjutsu, even Kekkei Genkai. So clearly, it's very, very overpowered. And obviously, Gecko was manipulating all of the rest of the Byakuya gang members, how, he was gonna sell it for, some type of higher good or whatever. Now, I wonder if he is actually going to sell it to make a lot of money and just keep it for himself, or is he just going to use it for some things that he wants to do in the future. We still don't know his motivation, so that's why I can't really say much about it. But yeah, anyway, speaking of the Byakuya gang, they are very weak, most of them. I mean, Inojin and Chocho, especially Chocho, are very strong for their age. But still, they destroy them very easily. So yeah. And I'd like to talk about another scene that I really liked. When Shikamaru helped them beat the final guy, he was like, okay, Boruto went there, for the leader. And I'm surprised that Shikarai went as well. And then I think either Inojin or Chocho, one of them was like, yeah, he was acting strangely today. And after that, another one of the highlights of this episode, another great moment was when Shikamaru said, that idiot son of mine, something like that. And it's like he was calm because that's like his personality, but you could feel it in his voice because of the fact that he said that idiot son, something like that he was actually very worried. And I feel like that scene was done very, very well. Boruto is a series. It has a lot of these great tiny moments, which are sometimes even perfect, not only great, but you need to sometimes analyze it a bit more. Or not even that, you just need to be invested into this series. You can't get somebody into Boruto, somebody who doesn't already have some type of love for the Naruto series. At least that's how I feel. I mean, I guess you could, but it would be very, very hard. But anyway, I'm enjoying the shit out of Boruto. There were a couple of episodes recently that I didn't like. I think episodes 44 and 42. And a couple of more throughout the series, but overall the majority of the episodes I really liked. And yeah, let's just get back to this episode. I'm talking about some different things right now which I shouldn't be talking about. Anyway, what was I talking about? Yeah, Shikamaru was talking to Chocho, and Inojin, he was clearly worried for Shikadai. And then I think we switched to Naruto for a second. And yeah, obviously, how could I not talk about that moment? So obviously, when everybody was released from the Genjutsu, Naruto had that speech, and oh my god, I was so satisfied watching that. Obviously, Naruto grew a lot. He's like 32, 33, something like that. I'm not really sure. He's the Hokage. He matured a lot. But you know, I don't remember getting a moment like this one when Naruto gives such a speech. I mean, after the Sarada Uchiha arc, like with the Shin Uchiha, like all of that. After that arc, there was this episode. I think it was like 20 something. On the 5 Kage Summit, Naruto was talking about the next generation, how they're gonna surpass the old generation. That was the episode in which Boruto and Sarada had like a sparring match at the end, and then Boruto did the sexy jutsu, and then Sarada blushed. But obviously, we never saw the sexy jutsu, unfortunately. Naruto gave a wonderful speech back then. But oh my god, this was just beautiful. He was like, you know, little by little we're gonna make changes together, and I need your strength. And then everybody supported him. So yeah, it was just wonderful seeing Naruto like that. Naruto is my favorite anime character. Not only Naruto / Boruto, but my favorite anime character. And I've seen like about 15 anime / manga series, so I saw a lot of characters, right? And yeah, I just felt like that moment was very nostalgic, and it was very beautiful. I'd like to mention something for a second. Moegi was also in this episode. She's the sensei of the Inoshika trio or whatever. And I feel like this was the first time she talked for an extended period in terms of more than 3 seconds. And the voice actress, like her voice, I find it very attractive. This sounds very weeaboo, I know. But I just want to say it. It's just a comment that I was like, should I mention it? But, you know, I'm 12 minutes into the video. I mean, most people aren't even here by now because, you know, the attention span of an average human being is very, very short. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to mention it. Never mind. It's really attractive. Really attractive. Anyway, obviously, the Naruto scene was done beautifully. And at the end, obviously, Boruto and Shikadai managed to get to Ryogi and Gekko, and obviously the episode ends, right, on a big cliffhanger. And when the episode finished, I was like, no, I want to watch the rest of it, like literally right now. And you know, the manga chapter is dropping in a couple of days, in like 4 days, and you know, the overall hype is so fucking huge at the moment. Boruto's, the quality of Boruto is getting higher and higher, like better and better. And yeah, I'm just loving everything about the series at the moment. Obviously, the rating is 10, again, for me. I know I'm doing it like 2 episodes in a row, but that's just the way it is. I mean, the episode was beautiful, in my honest opinion. You saw it by the Twitter post. Anyway, Twitter and Discord links are in the description below. If you're new to this channel, and if you're into Boruto, consider subscribing. That was your boy Hokage, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.